Every time I turn around, Catalyst Game Labs is doing something so stupid. And Battletech Gothic appears to be another one of those stupid things that they got going again. I don't get it, but hey, we're going to cover it anyway. Yeah, I know I might be a couple days late on this, but I didn't know what was going on with this. I saw people posting it, and I thought it was a joke at first, and a lot of people thought it was a joke. I thought people were posting it as an April Fool's joke, and a lot of people were saying that it was an April Fool's joke. It's not. This is what they're doing. This is the bright idea from the idiots at this company at this juncture, and they're just ruining this game one step at a time, and I don't know what's going on, but for some reason, I saw the sales charts last year, and this came from the GAMA, the Game Manufacturers Game Expo. Battletech was actually the number 2 selling miniatures game in America last year from the stores that reported. That's pretty wild to me. I can't believe they're still actually doing well at this juncture, but they got to be circling the drain. I mean, at some point, it's got to unfold like a house of cards because you can't keep doing stuff like this. We'll go over the history of just their last few years of train wrecks in just a moment. Please hit the like and subscribe button as we talk about all things in gaming here. This is a beautiful spot, and I care a lot about this kind of stuff because I care about science fiction, especially military science fiction. If you like military science fiction, some of the old Battletech fiction, you might really enjoy my Justified Saga of the Nano Templar. This is a story about space crusading, my friends. It's a lot of fun, high-tea action. It's beautiful stuff. It's a 3-book trilogy, and it's available on Amazon in ebook, print, and audio. So if you want to support something different, the start of something new, this is a great spot to be, my friends. So grab this today. Grab the whole trilogy and enjoy it. Like I said, you can get it in all 3 formats, and I appreciate you for being here. It's in the description below. Thank you for supporting our channel and our artistic efforts over here as we combat what's going on with this. Catalyst Game Labs has been baffling fans recently with their moves on Battletech, and chatter around the internet about their new release Battletech's Gothics makes gamers wonder if this was a real product or an April Fool's joke. So according to recent sales reports at GAMA, it is the number 2 best-selling miniatures game in American stores. This is because of its epic world building and its past and the cool-looking mechs, which make for fun sci-fi wargaming. This is what people want. This is what the gamers want. Of course, we've seen this in a lot of different things out there. In recent years, however, activists have taken over the game, which has created massive problems for the company. Blaine Pardo, who created a lot of their incredible fiction and lore, was fired because of his conservative views, and he was harassed by a stalker, a leftist, who pretended to be a woman, and they sided with that stalker who actually threatened Blaine's life rather than actually standing with their author, all because of politics. Very, very sad. Now, on top of this, other authors who are still with the company, like Brian Young, they start spreading rumors that classic characters like Anastasius Fox are transgender. They've been inserting gender ideology into his work. It's been absolutely crazy on that level. It's just like, what is going on with these people, and why are they doing this kind of stuff? Now, if you look at what it's done to the novel sales, you can just tell by the review ratings on Amazon. Blaine Pardo's new Land and Sea, his mech books that are out there right now, which are awesome. I've read them. Are getting a lot higher reviews and ratings than the Brian Young stuff in the current Battletech. And the reason is because more people are reading it. They've just moved on. They just said, okay, I'll get the mech books here instead. I highly recommend Land and Sea if you've not read those already. And so they really have cut into their sales by doing this, by getting rid of their top name authors like that. And then they're coming out with shit like this too. Sorry to swear, but I just don't get it. What is happening here? Battletech romance, Hungry Like the Wolf with like a half-naked dude on the cover. This is, again, what are they doing? Who are they attempting to appeal to? And that's the question mark we've got right here. So now we have Battletech Gothic. So what is it? A lot of fans thought it's just a April Fool's joke. And so they've got a PDF out there about their universe, and Mage Leader was going over. Mage Leader is a great channel as well if you've not been over there. And inside this Battletech PDF primer, it mentions it's a Battletech Continuum game. And so full stop right here, guys. So after they came out with their little weird romance novel, which, again, who in their right minds is going to read a romance novel of a military science fiction sort of thing? It's just not a market that people are interested in. There's not a demographic for that whatsoever. Any woman who's reading romance novels is not going to read something called Battletech, and anybody who loves Battletech is not going to read something that's called Battletech Romance with a half-naked dude on the cover. It's pretty obvious that you're just going to fail with a product like that. And this is what they're putting their time and resources towards. Think about this, guys. There's not an unlimited time and resources, right? You have to pick and choose your projects. And as a company that's like going and actually trying to like make a profit, allegedly, you'd think that like, okay, we got to get things done in order of priority. And their priorities are way out of whack. I'm going to get more into that in just a moment. But like going out and using your resources for Battletech romance is just so stupid. Same with using this. Now, what is Battletech Continuum? It means they're having a multiverse. And so they had a convention a couple weekends ago, apparently, where this was debuted. Again, people thought it was a joke to start, and it's not a joke. This is an actual box set they're coming out with right now. And instead of coming out with some mainline game stuff, they are coming out with this instead. Now, I'll remind you right now that Battletech had a giant Kickstarter. That was a couple of years ago. They're super late on it. They have not delivered all the products on it. They've not gotten all that fulfilled yet. Backers have been livid about it. The gamers have been absolutely incensed about it. And instead of just getting that done and getting that produced, they're putting out this crap instead. Like, again, it comes down to priorities. You've got your romance novels. You've got like this weird multiverse continuum crap that they're coming out with now and starting this out. Now, this is a single box set, and that's what they're doing. They're not necessarily saying they're coming out with more of this, but that's what they're intending on doing with the line, is coming out with more of these continuum box set projects like this, to where they're going to have different multiverse stuff. And I guess their thought is if one of the multiverses does really well, maybe they're going to continue more into that multiverse, and they'll keep in line with what it is. So this is not going to be the only one of these right here. They're going to have this, and then they've got some anime-inspired ones, they said. I don't know. Maybe they'll do a Disney princess one, given what they're doing with the current climate. This is what they're actually going into. So more of these box sets of multiverse Battletech is something that people really have not asked for, don't want. It's the laziest slop sort of writing that people do, is this multiverse crap all over everything. It's all because of Marvel, and all because of that being reimagined with the multiverse, and all these people watching way too many Marvel movies and Disney Plus shows that nobody who's normal watches, and then trying to port that onto other franchises. This is happening everywhere, right? The multiverse is a way to just like get around having to deal with continuity and having to deal with actually creating a storyline that like is enriched, and like having to pay attention to details, because it's hard to pay attention to details. It really is. This way, you create a new Elseworlds or whatever, and this Elseworlds works the way that you feel like working it at the time. And that's how these people try to do this kind of thing. It's really weird. And this is it. And so you see this is what DC Comics is doing too, right? With their absolute Batman, and Marvel Comics is doing with their Ultimate Universe. They don't have to maintain continuity anymore. We've got a new universe. And that's, in comic books, it's just a lazy way of getting around having to read all the history and know your history and this sort of stuff. And I think this is starting to happen with things like Battletech, where it's like there's been 30 years of book history and things like that, and they don't want to continue it anymore because it's too much work for these hack writers to actually know the details of what they're working on. It's really, really sad. That's my thought here. And so that's what's going on. So they say that this is going to be something of a different deal. Here it is. The Endless War sweeps the human sphere. You are mustered to fight, but you need to know the horrors you face on the battlefield: battle mechs, abominations, so monsters and stuff, and great powers of humanity. And here's their Universe Primer. Now, you can download the Universe Primer for free, so you can actually look at the entire thing on the Catalyst Game Labs website. And here's all the miniatures involved here, from Marauder, Urban Mech, King Crab, Phoenix Hawk, Atlas, Rifleman, Scorpion, and Firist Archer. And so here's those. I actually think the minis don't look that bad, personally. I mean, they look pretty all right. But again, like, what is the point of doing this rather than just releasing something in your main line at this level? And please, just get the Kickstarter out at this point. It's just embarrassing that that's not been all the way fulfilled at this point as well. This is something they should be prioritizing on getting out, just so that all the fans are kept happy and they can finally move on with their lives. What do you think about this? Are you going to be getting in on Battletech Gothic and the Battletech Continuum? Leave a comment down below. Love to hear from you. Please hit the like and subscribe button. And also check out my books on Amazon, guys. This is Justified Saga of the Nano Templar. I'll have it in the description below. The whole trilogy is available on ebook, print, and audio. Thanks for reading. We'll be back soon.